Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm your host, Sarah Bernard, and joining me in the studio are Isaac Byrd and Cornell Young, founders of Both Sides of the 50, an organization. We're going to learn a little bit more about their backgrounds and what led them to this place today. And you guys, now Cornell, you're a frequent guest here at STL TV Live, and we've heard a little bit about your story, but we haven't had the pleasure of having Isaac here, so welcome, Isaac. And you guys have had sort of similar but different paths, starting when you were very young. So both from St. Louis?
Yes, both from St. Louis, and actually grew up not even 10 minutes from each other. And so growing up, we both had the same obstacles that we had to try to jump over and to maximize our abilities in not just sports, but in everyday life. And so we played against each other in high school, football, and it just so happened that I ended up taking one path that led me to do some extraordinary things, and he ended up taking another path that led him to do some other things. And our story is about coming together now and trying to help youth athletes as well as just youth in general, of making sure that they make the right choices along the way. Because if you do, then good things will happen.
And you guys are friends now and are doing amazing things together. So you've joined your energy. It's really interesting how you both had very different paths, and you made decisions and had probably mentors that helped you with the path that you chose, and you had some different things going on in your life. So talk about that, Cornell.
Well, again, we did come from the same background, same place, and I had some mentors. However, my mentors were they were the neighborhood drug dealers. They were the guys in the neighborhood that I thought were, quote unquote, where I wanted to be.
So how does that happen, that you fell into the path of those types of mentors, and you had probably, I'm guessing, coaches and teachers that were leading you down a different way?
Absolutely. Coaches, teachers, and my parents, my brother, my sister. But one of the things that I did at that age, going into high school, was I set goals all the time, and not just setting goals, but make sure I stayed on track to accomplish those goals, and make sure that my parents knew what my goals were, my brother knew what my goals were, and just having someone hold me accountable to make sure I stayed on that path. And I just didn't want to upset or disappoint those people that loved me and trusted me.
And Cornell, we talked last week about you had a very involved mother that you were very close to. So you had a great a person in your home that was helping you along the way, but you were hiding some things.
Yeah, I was hiding some things, but like Isaac just said, when he was young, he had goals and he had certain things that he was looking to reach. Well, when you don't have those goals, when you don't set them and you don't strive to reach them, then other things become more attractive to you.
Right. So what ended up bringing you guys back together?
Well, I ended up speaking at one of his youth football banquets to his athletes and coaches, and we just started talking about how we needed to put both of our stories together, because there was such a great dynamic of growing up in the same neighborhood, going through the same obstacles, but choosing one path and another, and we just decided to put this thing together and call it Both Sides of the 50. I think it's going to be great. Yeah,
so you were an adult coaching at this point when you two met again, and you joined forces to start this organization, Both Sides of the 50, to help young boys, mostly, who are in middle school. We talked about this last week. Find the right path and follow the right path.
That is correct. And the significance of the 50-yard line is that, a lot of our young athletes, they're right there at that stage to where they can make a great decision, or they can take another route and make a wrong decision. So we want to make sure that we catch them before that stage and kind of guide them and help them along the way so they can better make a great decision.
And we don't have a lot of time, unfortunately, to talk about your book, but I would love for you to come back sometime and we'll go into more detail.
And I will bring it with me.
In the book being about the mental game that goes into play with sports training, and I would assume that based on your background, that's a lot about what you're talking about here.
Absolutely, and it talks about 8 principles that bridge the gap between professional athletes and amateur athletes, and making sure that they know how to train not just physically but mentally as well. They can go to isaacbyrd.com and read all about it.
And the name of the book is?
Is How to Think Like a Pro, Act Like a Pro, and Play Like a Pro.
Okay, it's all in the head.
That's
right. So forget the training on the surface, on the track. Tomorrow night, launch party for both sides of the 50. For those that can make it, it's on the website, and it's on our screen right now. Launch party June 29th at Phyllis Wheatley Heritage Center.
That's right.
So you guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely.
Wish we had more time to talk about your stories. They're so interesting, and how fabulous that you're doing such great good for our community today. So
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
thank you for coming and for coming back, Cornell. And don't go away. We do need to take a break. And remember to keep up with STL TV and all the great events going on around St. Louis. Friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can always watch us streaming live on stltv.net. And as we go to break, take a look at today's featured hot job being brought to you by Slate and Missouri Career Source. And we'll be back with more after this.